Hi, today I'm gonna share a very heartbreaking story. I'm gonna share something that I have been holding on for a long time. It's been 5 years since it happened, and I find it really hard to let it go, to forget it. But today I'm going to try my best. On today's video, I'm going to try my best when I'm explaining, when I'm telling you what it is. I don't get emotional. I don't feel sad. Or I don't feel any kind of pain, because anytime that I share that story or anytime that I talk about it, it brings me pain to my heart, to my chest. So today I'm going to try my best. If I don't finish the whole story today, I'll finish it next time. But I'll promise I'll try my best. It's been 5 years since my father died. My father was killed 5 years yesterday in Africa. The day he was killed, it wasn't Sunday, it was another day. It was 2021, a Tuesday morning here in Canada. And then we got a phone call from back home that my father has been killed. And because it was a pandemic, there was restriction. There was so many things that were going on. Nobody was allowed to go outside at night. The time that we got the news, we didn't know how severe the injuries they were to him. But we already knew that my father has been injured, and somebody has picked him up from the ground and has taken him to the nearest hospital. We got so anxious to know, like, what's going on with him, what's happening, how can we get there, so we could know how much of the injuries that he had accumulated, and we didn't know where he had been injured. And technically, if he was injured in the foot, he could have called us himself and tell us I've been injured. But because he wasn't able to speak, to talk, and even make a phone call, even write a text message, the person who called us told us, your father has been injured. And the way he has been injured just like that. That's the information we got. And because then my brother was in Africa, we waited. The night was gone. We waited for the morning. The restriction was being lifted around 3 a.m. He waited for the restriction to be lifted. He woke up by 3 a.m. to rush to the hospital where my father was placed in the evening due to the injuries. And I'm telling you, as his family who are here in Canada, the anxiety that we had to know what the injuries were on him was so high, were really high. You try to put your head down to sleep, but you can't sleep because your loved one has been injured and you don't know the injuries to him, what kind of injuries the person has got. And I'm telling you, if one of your family member has been injured, either at work or they had a fight with friends and they got shot or they got stabbed, when you get the news like the person has been injured and the person who's calling you doesn't tell you full details, you get anxious. You have this kind of anxiety, like, how is he doing? How did he get injured? Like, what kind of injury it is? My brother rushed to the hospital. When he got to the hospital, like, honestly, African hospitals, you need to do better. You really need to do better. And not just for the poor people. And not just for rich people only. You will treat a person because you know the status of the person. You will treat the person because you know maybe it's in America, in Canada, Australia, or is a member of parliament, or is a millionaire. No. Treat everybody equally. My father was placed in the hospital bed. Thankfully, bed. And not inside the room, outside the corridor. They did not give him any medication. They did not give him any blankets, warm blankets to cover himself. They left my father bloody the whole night. Thankfully for the good Samaritan who picked him up from the ground and took him to the hospital. He had a big blanket. If you know Maasai people, that kind of blanket, I don't know how they call it in English, blanket, they cover themselves on the body. He took it off and covered that blanket on my dad's body. That blanket, when my brother picked him up, the blanket was blood everywhere. And when my brother got to my dad's side, when he saw him the first time he saw him, he could not recognize my dad. He could not know like that is my dad who's there, because the injuries that he got, he was hit on the head, right in front here, where there's, I don't know what's the name of that brain that makes you think it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to go to the washroom. It's time for you to think. He was hit on the head with the hammer. And the person who hit him on the head with the hammer did not stop there. Did not stop there. He hit him, and then he started pulling the hammer down the face. It's like he wanted to take all the skin on the face completely and leave him faceless. But thankfully, that did not happen. My father, the neck up, it was swollen everywhere. The head was so huge, and because it was losing a lot of blood, it started turning dark on the face. Dark as charcoal. You could not see like that is him. My brother went close to him. He started crying. When he started crying, he held him on the hand to ask him, "Dad, is that you?" Here in the hospital, the nurses who were there the whole night, they are watching the young man who looks like a baby. If you see my brothers, they are very young. You can't know if they are men. Who looks like a baby, going to the man who's lying in bed, whom they haven't treated the whole night. The wound is swollen because the blood was coming down, dripping down. The blood covered the face, the eyes. Now the eyes could not be open, so he could see who is that. And then when they saw my brother, now they are coming to ask, like, who are you? How are you related to this man? And then my brother replied to them, "This is my father. He was supposed to leave Kenya today to come back to Canada. But he is injured here in bed, and you guys have not done anything to him. No medication, no washing the wound to treat it, to see how the injury is. Nothing. And you're just coming to see, ask me, who am I? How am I related to this man? This is my father." And then my brother told them, "Please help me get him ready. I'm taking him away from here to a bigger hospital." And because they heard this man was supposed to leave Kenya today to come back to Canada, now they were running everywhere. Trying to bring the medication, trying to make him now treat him like a king. The injuries my father had, and with the report that we have from the morgue, from the mortuary where we had put him when they were doing the postmortem, the pathologist said, "How did this man survive in the hospital for 2 months? He wasn't supposed to live that longer. He was supposed to live only 24 hours and die because the injuries were very, very severe. They were too deep to make him stay that longer for 2 months in the hospital. I'm not gonna share today the details of how he got the injuries, how it came for him to get killed like that. That's for another day. But I felt like today I should talk about it. I haven't been able to talk about his death for a long time. And time that I talk about it, even now, if you could hear my voice is changing, because any time that I talk about it, it causes pain in my chest. And the reason that I haven't been able to talk about it, that I came to realize, is I haven't been able to let go. I haven't been able to accept like my father is dead. Because what? My father was taken away from me. My father was killed before his time. My father was killed and taken away from me. I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye to him. I didn't even have a chance to appreciate him. And that's why it's been really hard for me to let it go. But it's one step at a time. I'm supposed to go to see his grave this year, but I can't. I've tried. I can't. And I don't know when. I don't know when. When I'm gonna accept, like, yes, my father is dead. He's not coming back to me. I don't know when. I'll talk to you on my next video. Part 2 coming soon. Bye.